Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, from wherever you're joining us from. We are so excited that you purposed to be here with us today because learning is a continuous process. Remember, I've always talked about triple L, being a lifelong learner is of essence. Being a lifelong learner gives you power to get to know so much. And when you know so much, you become powerful. That is why we talk about knowledge, information being power. Yeah, when you are informed, when you have the knowledge, then you can have something to share with someone. And when you have something new to share with someone, you become powerful. And we are here today to learn from experts, to learn with experts, to enjoy the process. So as the learning process is going to start, I want to request that each one of us be open to new information, be open to learn anew what you know, because if you don't open up your heart to learn something new, probably you might miss out on something very, very important. So we want to thank God for this wonderful day that He has given to us so that we can sit together in this platform called online Zoom just to learn. I love learning. I love learning like I don't know what. So before we start, let me request who wants to pray for us? Your Highness, King Zenodzi, can you pray for us, please?
Ancient of days, the King of glory, Father, we thank you, we bless your name, we thank you for today. Everything that we're going to do here, we ask for your spirit, we ask for your guidance, open our hearts, our minds, that we may understand everything that is being taught today, that glory and honor will be given unto you. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So without wasting a lot of time, let me request Professor Dr. Maina Gioko to start us off. I don't want to waste any time because I know he has a lot.
Thank you very much, Dr. Christine, Ambassador and the leader of Lowani. We are very grateful for this opportunity to be together. And today, as educators, we want to rethink about this challenge which is coming out. There's a vibe going through about ban AI, don't you use AI in schools. And therefore, we want to explore and unpack all issues of AI so that we can see, do we go with the bandwagon or what kind of decisions do we make? So to begin our session, I just want you to tell me, how do you feel? In the chat, can we quickly choose from what we have on the screen and tell us, how do you feel at this moment? Just go to the chat and share with us, how do you feel? Make a choice of what is there and tell us, how do you feel? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Juliana. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Dr. Christine. Okay. Great, great, great. I have 3. I'm waiting for 4 more. Then we continue. Thank you very much, Maguire. Thank you, Teresia. Thank you, Silas. Yeah, it's very important we connect emotionally so that we know how we are feeling before we take off. So for this particular session, we'll be looking at the principle of artificial intelligence and its potential in education. We'll also go through a guide of how can we guide our learners for ethical use of the AI tools. We'll also look at how is AI integrated in the curriculum. And finally, we'll do some brainstorming on how can we use it safely in our schools. So I want to pass the baton to you. Looking at what I'm offering today, I want you to design a key inquiry question, which when answered, it will meet your expectations. So look at what we are offering today. And I like to have a key inquiry question, which should start with how do I, or to what extent do I. Those will be questions which we'll try to answer in this 2-hour session. So please share your question, list down your expectation, then formulate the expectation in a question so that your mind will now tune in to this session as you'll be looking for the answers to your question. So go to the chat and type your key inquiry question. How do I, or to what extent do I? Put yourself in the question. Thank you very much, Juliana. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Resia. Those are 2 questions. Because once you write a question, you'll be taking ownership of the session, and you'll now be partaking the session with an interest because you want an answer to your question. So I have 2 questions. I'm expecting others. We are 24 of us here, so that is only almost up 1%. Please share your question because it is through the question. Thank you very much, Silas. Thank you very much, Dr. Christine. Thank you very much. So I have 5 questions. Can I get more? I will work with a 60% threshold. Thank you very much, Resia. We are going to revisit your questions at the end to see to what extent have we answered them. So we'll try our efforts to answer your question. And that's why we want you to share your questions so that we can see what is it that we are presenting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions, 7 questions. Can I get more? In 1 minute. Thank you, Janet Vijay. Thank you very much, Karanja. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Highness. Thank you very much, Willis. Great. So we are going to proceed. So this session will have 4 segments, and the first segment will be just understanding AI. So I'll talk about AI, then I'll give you a short quiz to check if we're on the same page. And then after that, we are going to look at the ethical consideration of AI. We are going to have a case study and look at the ethical consideration. Then we are going to have integration of AI in the curriculum, and I'll give you an opportunity for you to brainstorm and share some thoughts about it. And eventually, we are going to have how do we empower learners to be responsible in terms of how they are integrating AI. Then we'll have a small section of questions and answer where you can ask questions and we get to learn. So I'll start with the session where I'll just go, oh, Fanuel Odele, thank you for the question. But I like to see you in the question. So please reform your question so that I see you in the question. So you're part of the question. So to begin, I just want to give you a perspective of what is AI, according to me. And then I will engage with you with a small quiz to check if you have understood from my side. And then now you will compare my perspective and your perspective. Then we'll move along with us now making meaning of the process based on those 2 types of AI. I'm sure there will be some aspects of what I'm saying which will match with your perspective, and there will be some which will be not matching with your perspective. But it's good, as Dr. Awini said, we need to be pluralistic and open-minded as we are experiencing this particular session. So to begin with, when you talk about artificial intelligence, it is essentially the ability of a machine to perform tasks that will normally require human intelligence. So this includes like learning from data, reasoning through problem, understanding natural language, and even making prediction. And the AI technology we see today are driven by sophisticated algorithms just algorithms which use multiple data, very vast amount of data. Then they look for patterns. Then based on that particular pattern, they're able to make a decision. And because they're using a vast part of data, then they try to mimic a human capability. It does not think. It does not feel as human. It is a powerful tool. When used correctly, it just can enhance our education practices because it makes references to vast database. So when you talk about AI, AI can do a lot, but we have to understand that it has its limitation because it cannot replace teachers. It doesn't have consciousness, doesn't have emotions, it doesn't have the ability to engage with learners at personal level. So these are very uniquely human qualities that are irrepressible in education. Additionally, AI systems are only as good as the data they are trained on. So it depends on what references is this machine referring from. And if that data is biased, then the output the AI gives you will be biased as well. Therefore, it's important to approach AI as a tool that supports, not replaces, but it is an available role to educators. So having said that, we find that AI most significant contribution to education is its ability to personalize learning, because it's able to scan and see how you are responding to the question, the trials you are making, the type of responses you are making. So it can analyze your learning pattern, and therefore, based on the rubric, based on other ways of learning, it can match you by tailoring your education experience to your unique needs. Therefore, it can be able to offer resources, activities, and feedback based on how you are learning. Beyond the classroom, AI can also take over routine administration of tasks like grading, like now it is recording our work here, grading, maintaining attendance. It is going to tell us who attended, who came in, who went out, handling student data. And you see, these are administrative tasks. And therefore, when they are being taken by the AI, it releases the teacher for the work so teachers can focus on more crucial aspects of learning. Furthermore, AI can enhance student engagement because it has an ability of offering interactive and immersive learning experience. So from AI-driven simulation to intelligent tutoring system, these tools can make learning more engaging and accessible to all students. And you find that we have a range of tools in AI. There is a variety of tools. And these tools, they make impact in the classroom. They range, for instance, we have the intelligent tutoring system, like an Edge learning. We have Newton's Adept in real time to each student's learning pace. And we also have AI-powered learning management system like Coursera, Canvas, which utilize AI to enhance course delivery, recommend the content, and track the students' progress. We also have automated grading, whereby the GradeScope or Turnitin can access assignments, and it saves time because it ensures consistency in timing. And these tools, for example, like Quizlet and Kahoot, they use AI to create dynamic and engaging content, such as quizzes, games, helping to reinforce learning in a fun way. So I wanted to introduce my reference of AI so that as we are moving, you know where I'm coming from and you get the basis of what we are talking. So as I conclude this introduction, you find that AI has a potential of enhancing education experience, but it's not a magic solution. It must be used thoughtfully, with careful consideration of ethical implications, particularly around privacy and bias. Remember, no matter how advanced AI becomes, the human element in education, that is empathy, creativity, the ability to inspire, remains irreplaceable. So as educators, our role is to guide students in using AI as a tool to complement their learning, not to replace the valuable human interactions that define education. So as AI continues to evolve, we also should evolve. So we should be integrating it in our teaching practice. As we have been told by Dr. Christine, lifelong learning and adaptation is crucial for us to navigate this exciting frontier. So that is my introduction to AI, and that will give us an aspect of what is this AI. But I want to check in if we have got it. So I will ask a question. Now it's your turn to answer. Like, what is artificial intelligence according to you? So check what is coming on your screen, and I want you to answer accordingly. Can you see the questions there?
Is it that you want us to use the chat to answer, or you want us to go to Slido?
I want you to go to Slido. Is it showing the code? Has it shown the code?
Yes, the code is there. So
yes.
Maybe you need to guide people on how to go to Slido, because not everybody understands.
That is why we are here, Daktari. That's why we're here. So go to slido.com. I want to put it in the chat so that we can see. Go to slido.com and enter the code which is given there. Just click what is seen on the screen, slido.com, and then it will take you to Slido. And then we take
It's not active on my end.
Yeah, give it some time.
Okay.
It will give it some time. It will be showing. Apologies for that. Can you confirm now if you can see it? Slido.com, then you enter that number. Are you able to see it now? Daktari, is it showing on the screen?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so go to slido.com and don't use the hash, just write 10274451. We're taking a quiz now to reconfirm our understanding of what is AI before we delve in deeper into their application. I can see Juliana is in. Can we have more people joining the quiz? Thank you, Juliana. Go to slido.com and enter that code 10274451. We take a short quiz of 5 questions. There are some people who are talking, and
so will you allow me to mute everyone, then you can unmute yourself?
Yeah. Thank you. Please, let's go to slido.com. I've shared the link in the chat. Slido.com. Just click on that. Thank you. Peter is there. Good. We have 2. Can we have more? I want all 36 people to be in. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Silkaranja. We're about to start the quiz now, then we see, but I'm waiting for the people. Here are 4 people, 5. Thank you, Dr. Tina. Teresia, try again, slido.com. Teresia is having a problem.
It's not working. It's not active on my side.
What is it saying?
Not active on my side.
It's not active.
Just
I've tried clicking it.
Don't click it. Just go to your URL and type slido.com to ask for a code. Let us know. Thank you, Dr. Salmon. Thank you, Richard Gakime. Thank you. We have 7 people who are ready, but we are waiting for 28 others. Teresia, let us know if it's working now. Teresia? So maybe the others, if it's not working, don't worry. You will be answering your answer in the chat because it is a multiple choice so that we don't waste time in the technical aspect of it. We already have 6 people. So Teresia is in. Thank you, Teresia. AB is in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 now. Let me give 1 more minute. At least 11. Thank you. We have 11 people. 12. Great. We are now 30%. If you are not able to connect, don't worry. You can use the chat to answer the questions. So I'm waiting for 2 more people, then we are good to go. We'll have the 33%. We're now at 30%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So let's proceed. If you're not in here, don't worry. Just answer it in the chat. There we are. So what is artificial intelligence? Choose the answer. It's A, B, C, D. Choose your answer. Choose your answer. 4 people have chosen. 6 now. Okay. 8. We have 15 here. That's 9. Yeah, thank you. I'm waiting for the others to see. 10. 5 more to go. 13. Great. And others are answering on the chat. Thank you very much, James and Ruth. 1 more person who is online and we see the results. Okay, now that is the results. Everybody has got it. Great. Let's go to the next question. There are only 5 questions, so 4 to go. We are now answering the second question, and we are 17 online. Let's see. 1 person has answered, 16 to go. 3 now, 14 to go, 12 to go. Thank you. 10 to go. Great. Great, great, great. 7 to go. 4 to go. 3 to go. 2 to go. Good. Let's see the answer. Great. So we have 6% who have said traditional textbook with no interactive feature. Here we are saying which of the following is an example of how AI can enhance. So it cannot be C, because C is talking about traditional textbook with no interactive, those static content. And D is talking static content without interactive. So AI brings in interactivity. So A is the correct answer. We go to the third question. Oh, sorry. Okay. Third question. Which statement best describe what AI is not? 16 to go. Okay. Okay, 12 to go. Okay, 8 to go. . 6 to go. Thank you. You're doing well. 4 to go. And there we are. Okay, I've seen how the people have, and this is divided. You can see most people, it's like 20, 20, 20, 20, 27%, which has divided, but the correct answer, which statement best describe what AI is not? AI is a tool to support teachers, not replace them. So that is the best statement, which is not. AI can engage, that is one. We go to the second last question. Which AI tool is designed to provide personalized instruction to students? Now people are getting it faster, faster. We have 15 to go, okay? Which AI tool is designed to provide personalized instruction to students? Yeah. Okay, 7 to go. AI tool which is designed to provide personalized instruction. Let us see. People have chosen, most people have chosen intelligent tutoring system. Yes, and that is correct. Okay, final question. Which task is not typically performed by AI? Final question. Which task is not typically performed by AI? One person. And there are others answering in chat. I can track what you're saying, don't worry. Chris, thank you. Purity, thank you. Frida, thank you. Harsha's iPhone, thank you. 12. 3 to go. 2 to go. And there we are. That is what people have answered. So let us see the right answer. Excellent, 81%. Thank you very much for taking the quiz. And this is the standing of the quiz. You can see. Thank you, Richard Kagime. You are on top. And you have answered in 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Followed by the king himself. Thank you very much, and Ebi. So you can see, in a traditional classroom, I would have taken your papers, gone to mark them, given you 3 weeks, then in September 20th, I return your papers. But here, you have your answers right here, immediately. Even if you are 1,000 students, I'll be okay. And I can analyze, and you can see the hardest question, which question was very hard here. It's which of the following is that, because only 6% of the people got it. And I can go at the back end and get a report of how fast. For example, you can see Dr. Salmon took 1 minute, 26 seconds to answer the questions. So this was just a quick example walkthrough to check how we are in the introduction. But when we are dealing with AI, it's very important we consider ethical consideration, because it's very important to ask ourselves, where is this information coming from? And because it's online, there's issue of privacy, data security, and biasness. So I want us to start now exploring the aspect of security at this digital age, because we now understand what is AI. And in today's digital world, AI often relies on data effectively. In fact, myself and Dr. Christine were part of a team which is trying to Africanize AI. We are feeding AI with data from Africa so that when you search information, it can refer to that. So it's very important because as learners are exposed to technology, grades, behavior pattern, like now your grades are online. So how can I protect them? But I can assure you I'm using a very secure platform which cannot expose your data. So it's very important we protect students' data because there is risk with data breaches that can be severe. They can be identity theft, they can be loss of privacy and other harms. So it is crucial for educators and institutions to implement security measures to protect students' information. And some of the strategy which we can use, and you have seen your phone when you're on WhatsApp, it encrypts your data. It can encrypt it, and you can usually, and if you don't, please do so, change your passwords every 3 months or 6 months. Change your signature every 3 months or 6 months. That is now the protocol of data. Every time, refresh and change your data. That is what we need to teach our learners, so that when we keep on prioritizing these measures, we can help safeguard our students in this rapidly evolving landscape. I now want us to dwell on a case, and let us take it slowly. This case, and I want a volunteer to read this case so that we can hear a different voice reading. Teresia, are you able to read what is on the screen? I call Teresia Mwaura. Teresia?
Strain a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rotate. Okay. Imagine you are a teacher in a school. Am I audible?
You're audible. Proceed.
Imagine you are a teacher in a school that has recently adopted an AI-powered grading system to assess student essays. The system is designed to evaluate grammar, critical thinking, providing a final grade for each subject. Over time, you begin to know students with backgrounds consistently receive lower grades and despite having strong content in their essays. Upon further investigation, you discover that the algorithm was primarily trained on essays written by native English speakers from a specific cultural background. Inherent bias evaluation process.
Thank you very much. We can give her a round of applause for those who can see the reaction button. Thank you very much, Teresia, for that. So that is a situation. You can see we are using technology very well. Unfortunately, the technology is biased because the algorithm is making references to a particular set of a profile of students, and it's not inclusive. So what we are going to do now, I want us to discuss this dilemma. So you as an educator, I want you to come with an action plan that can address this ethical issue and suggest how we can improve. So we have team one, we are going to identify the ethical issue. What are the ethical issues in this use? And consider fairness. Team two, you are going to address the bias. How will we address the bias? Team three, you are going to communication and transparency. How would you communicate this issue to your students and the parents because you have discovered it? And then team four, you are going to discuss about future safeguard. So Dr. Christine, you are going to make how many groups? 8 groups of 5 or? Okay. Okay, we are going to make groups of 5s, and we would like you to now, I'm going to make groups of 5. I'm going to make 8 groups. So you will find yourself in a group. And when you find yourself in the group, I want you to unmute your mic and discuss. So you can take a screenshot of this so that you know who is doing which one. And I'll be going around sharing. If you're in room 1 or room 5, you'll be doing question 1. If you're in room 2 or 6, you'll be doing question 2. If you're in room 3 or 7, you'll be doing question 3. And if you're in room 4 or room 8, you'll be doing question 4. So I want to give you 7 minutes. You look at that question and then you answer. So note those questions. First, room 1 and 5, you are identifying what is the ethical issue. Room 2 and 6, you are addressing the bias. Room 3 and 7, you want to communicate to the parents and the students what you have discovered. And room 4 and 8, you want to keep future safeguard so this does not happen. I'll flash the case study again and quickly read it so that to remind what Teresia said. Imagine you're a teacher in a school that has recently adopted an AI-powered grading system to assess students' essay. The system is designed to evaluate grammar, coherence, creativity, and critical thinking, providing a final grade for each submission. Over time, you begin to notice a pattern. Students from certain linguistic and cultural background consistently receive lower grades than their peers, despite having strong content in their essays. Upon further investigation, you discover that the AI algorithm was primarily trained on essays written by native English speakers from a specific cultural background, leading to inherent biases in its evaluation process. So I'm opening the room now. It's 44, so in 6 minutes time, I'll close the rooms. You'll come back. You don't have to do anything. You just find yourself in a room with few people, unmute, and then discuss what you have been given. So the rooms are open now. You'll quickly go to the room. And then when you go to your room, please unmute, discuss. And I'll be going around the rooms and trying to post that particular information so that we can be able to. And when you come back, one person is going to report. So you can write them down. You can type them down somewhere. When you come back, you'll just post them. Okay, people have gone to the rooms. We are supposed to be in our rooms. Let me just assign you to a room so that we are supposed to automatically go to a room. There should be nobody here. So there are people in the room here. You can continue discussing if you're not able.
Yes. Abby.
Yeah.
Well,
Can
you
maybe,
proceed?
yeah, I was saying, now, that is now in relation to the AI gadget. It is important that all considerations are put in place before the learners get to it. Because, you see, in this case, it was realized that the gadget had been was biased towards a certain group, and therefore the other group was disadvantaged. So all considerations have to be put in place so that you avoid such scenarios. That's my thing.
Did we get the secretary? I said I have a problem with the lightning. That because I don't have my specs. Abby has told us about consideration should be put down before the runner starts doing what?
Using the gadget.
Okay.
Before the learners are exposed to the gadget. So all considerations must be put in place in terms of fairness, equity. You avoid any kind of biasness, gender, class, all that.
Okay. Something else? Any addition? Margaret Muheso.
Anything going on here?
Yeah, people are discussing in their rooms. Now we are coming back to the main room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we want to hear the presentations from the people because they are now back.
Okay,
We hope they are back. We have 10. We are waiting for the others. In the next 1 second, everybody will be back here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome back. We now want reporting. I can see everybody is streaming in. That's good. We want to report back. So we'll start with anybody from group 1. The rest, please, while group 1 is reporting, you can type your responses in the chat so that we have an inclusive presentation, so that nobody is left out. So I want a representative from group 1. We had group 1, we had Abby, Esther, Janet, Margaret, Richard, Rose Chichiri, and Teresia. One of you, please, can you report back what you took out from your rooms? Somebody from
Group 1, we had only one issue that was raised here. All the others were embedded in the same one. And it was raised that considerations for fairness and equity to respond to the different cultural backgrounds of learners is an ethical issue that AI missed out in this specific caption.
Thank you very much. Let us react to what she has said. Can we give her a round of applause? Thank you very much. We go to group 2, group table 2 and 4, group 2 and 6, 2 and 6, yes. 2 and 6, we had Dr. Timothy, we had James Amoko, Joanne, Karanja Seal, and Sarah. Any representative? Any representative from group 2?
Yes, Sarah can. Sarah was our secretary. Sarah can give something.
Thank you, Doc.
Sarah.
Sarah, can you represent the group?
Yes, group 2 were looking at ways of addressing the bias. And we identified that in that discussion, the identified bias was on culture. It was culturally based. So what we said that in order to solve that bias, this system should be made in such a way that it balances amongst all the cultures, so that it doesn't lean only on a given culture.
Thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause. We go to group 3. We had Chahilu, Lucy Ogol, Dr. Lucy Ogol, Patrick Ocheng, Rotich, Sebi Sefu, and Silas Otieno. Any representative from group 3?
I'm here. My name is Sebi. Ours was on communication and transparency.
Yes.
You can hear me?
We can hear you clearly.
Yes, so we thought would inform the parents and students through holding stakeholders meetings, and also convince the learners or sensitize the learners on the importance of the tool, the AI tool.
And Sebi, remember now, you have been disadvantaged me. I've been failing in your work. So how will you package that message? Sebi,
hello?
Yes, how will you package the message? Because now you are reporting to us a failure in the system. I've been failing throughout, but it was not my mistake. So how will you communicate? How will you package that information?
Now we'll have to sensitize the learners so that they can understand how the AI system works, and probably try and train them in the use of the appropriate way of communication so that they are not disadvantaged.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to the next group. We had group 4 and 8. Any representative to share? And the rest, please, you can do it in the chat so that we have everybody sharing. 4 and 8, do we have any representative?
Yes.
Proceed, Rosalind, proceed.
Yeah, this was group 4. We were looking at measures that, to suggest measures that school administration can take to prevent similar issues. We managed to tackle about 3. We talked about there should be, we should creating awareness among the teachers on the biases and the weaknesses that are likely to be faced by using AI. And then we also talked about frequent training. Teachers should be consistently trained on advantages, disadvantages, and benefits of using AI in learning and reporting. And also we talked about sensitization, which is also like the same as creating awareness.
Thank you very much for that. And other people have been typing in the chats for that. We give ourselves a round of applause for great work. So this is a typical example of the kind of issues that we can experience if we blindly embrace AI without counter-checking what kind of work is it doing, what kind of task is it doing. So it's very, very important for us to engage with AI. In fact, sometimes I have a dialogue with it, and I normally challenge it, and sometimes it agrees with what I'm saying. So we need to appreciate that bias is one of the issues that is most pressing ethical dilemma that we face. So AI system, they learn from data. So if the data is biased, so it can be historical inequalities, inaccurate labeling, skewed representation, then the output you get from AI would reflect those bias. So it will amplify the bias which they have. So it's very important that in an educational context, biased AI can lead to unfair treatment of the learners, such as misidentifying ability, offering different opportunity based on the flawed data. For example, AI could proportionately favor students from certain demographic over others, leading to inequality in learning experiences. So to mitigate bias, as you have said, and I like your contribution, it's very, very essential for us to be vigilant about the data we use to train the AI system so that we involve diverse perspective in AI development, and we have regular audits for potential biasness. So as educators, we should be trained to recognize and address bias. Sometimes I give a seed. A seed is a solution to an AI, and I see how it is responding. So I can tell if it is not capable to handle a physics question based on how it can answer. So it's very, very important we check as educator. You have something where you know the correct answer and you try. If it's not giving you exactly what you're doing, then either it is not referring to the right material or you need to change that AI you're using. So as responsible users of AI, we need to promote digital citizenship to ensure that our learners, they use AI responsibly, both in and out of class. So digital citizenship involves understanding the ethical use of the technology, respecting privacy, and being aware of the impact of one's digital action on others. One important aspect of digital citizenship is teaching learners to be critical about the AI tools they interact with. And in fact, learners are so good because they tell you, this one is not giving this is not giving this. So having a dialogue with them and they're telling you they should be encouraged to ask questions like, how does this AI work? What data is it using? Are there potential biasness? This critical thinking will help the learners to navigate the digital world more effectively. As educators, it is our responsibility to model ethical AI use. This means we be transparent about how AI tools are used in the classroom. We discuss their benefits and limitations, and we emphasize the importance of using AI in the ways that respect privacy and promote fairness in the class. So this is a very, very sensitive area. So as we are thinking about the ethical AI integration, as I conclude this segment, we need to integrate AI into education. We must strike a balance. There is the artificial intelligence and there's the human intelligence. We might strike a balance to ensure that we have a dual human stroke artificial coming in. It's called a hybrid intelligence. And when you're bringing the hybrid intelligence, it means that it requires ongoing learning, reflection, and dialogue about the implication of AI. So we need to create a culture of ethical AI use in education, which involves everyone, educators, their parents, the learners, the developers, the policymakers, whereby they work together to enhance learning while protecting the learner's rights and promoting fairness. So by prioritizing AI, we can help build a future where technology supports education in a way that are equitable, responsible, and aligned with our values as educators. So it's very, very important we are careful about that. So as we move on, we now want to explore AI. How can it be integrated effectively in the curriculum? So we look at practical strategies of AI across different learning areas and how AI can encourage critical thinking, problem solving, and ways which AI can foster creativity in learners. We'll also look at some case study of successful AI integration in the classroom, and we see what it does. So let's begin with the practical aspects. Now, AI can be integrated across different learning areas. And in STEM subjects like coding platform, simulation, robotic can deepen the understanding of complex concepts and engage them in hands-on learning. So this is very important when you're using it in STEM because we use it in simulation. When you are showing magnetism and the fields which they can't see, but with AI, they can be able to see those magnetic fields. AI can also be used in humanities, and here it can support language through translation, through grammar checkers, through AI-driven discussion, which helps learners analyze text more deeply. History classes can also benefit from AI by using data analysis tool to study historical trends over time. AI can also be used in art. It can be used in creative projects such as generating art tools to create digital artwork or AI music composing software. And this can bring new musical ideas from the students. So by strategically incorporating AI, educators can enhance the curriculum and make meaning more interactive and personalized through these examples which I'm giving in different learning areas. And you can see the specification of what you can use in different learning areas. And I want to drill a bit deeper here as I share some example. For example, when you want to use AI as a tool for critical thinking and problem solving, here is whereby you can give learners a large data set to analyze. And you want them to draw conclusion and make informed decision. So the analysis of the data is AI driven, but the conclusion is from the students. Once they have seen a trend, then they are the ones now to say, what does this trend mean? That's what I talk about, the hybrid aspect, because looking at trends, averages, moving averages, that can be done automatically. So you give data to students and then they use AI for the analysis, but then the kind of question that you have asked demands their input, where they have to do the conclusion based on that data. They can also predict an outcome in a science experiment using that, or identify patterns in social study. So that is one way which you can use AI in critical thinking and problem solving. The other one is simulation, whereby you are, for example, you are teaching something about fields, and they use a simulation for them to be able to see complex scenarios, such as environmental changes, economic models. So they see the consequences of different decisions. So from this, they cannot be able to see, if you do this, you quickly see the reaction. If the dollar goes down, you see what the market is doing. So through that AI-driven simulation, they can now be able to understand how concepts relate each other. And therefore, you can also serve AI as a partner in inquiry-based learning, where students pose questions, they investigate problems, and they develop solutions. So they are working alongside AI, and they're using the technology to effectively, but also sharpen their ability to think and solve problems creatively. So this is just an example that the manual, the repetitive work is done technologically, but the conceptual aspect of it is done by the student. So it's a hybrid aspect of them being able to integrate the AI to do the handiwork, but now on the back end where they're supposed to do the analysis, they come in. And let me give an example here. For example, for creativity, that was for critical thinking. When you come for creativity, AI is a powerful catalyst for creativity in education, because AI creative tools such as generative art, the pictures you are seeing there, they were generated by AI, music composition, AI-driven storytelling platform. They allow students to explore new form of artistic way, because when they see an example of a story which is AI-driven, they can see the flow, the structure, the main message, and they now understand how to structure. So it's like a learning tool from that. Also, when you encourage them to experience, to explore, to experiment, it helps them to think above the box, outside the box, or without the box. Because I'm teaching them electricity, and I want them to tell how will the capacitor resist. So they'll go to the AI and they will increase, and they will see what happens with no damage in a safe environment, but they're able to experience the threshold which the capacitor can hold. So it allows the learners to suggest new ideas, to generate novel content, and to offer unexpected solution. So it inspires them to be creative. Also, AI plays a big role in design thinking, because if they're doing a project, then by integrating AI, they can see the processes, they can prototype, they can test, they can iterate, before they make the final program. So they can be able to, they're designing a model, they are changing the weight, they are designing some aspect, they're changing the power of the motor. They can see what is happening before they now come and make the actual prototype or the actual diagram. And I want to drill deeper and also real time. So I've given you creativity and problem solving. I've given you creativity. I gave a critical thinking. I've given you creativity. And the last I want to give you is a real world example. So with AI, you can be able to bring concepts on life and integrate in the classroom. For example, if you're using STEM, this is an example of a chemistry where you are teaching learners how to balance equation. So AI is helping them to model. They're given a situation, they are modeling, and they can be given a quick instant feedback of that it's not working. And then they continue and they are given advice, constructive feedback until they learn how to balance the equation. So you can bring real life example in STEM. You can also bring real life example in language, because when you're talking about language learning, AI tools like chatbot, translation apps, they can help the learners to provide them with immediate feedback and personal. I don't know a word in English, and with AI translator, it can be able to tell me in this context of this subject, this is what it means. So it is, and the best thing about it, it adapts to the learner's pace and proficiency. So based on their language and their prompting, it responds in the same way, and therefore it gives those learners a very safe and conducive, responsive environment, which it speaks to them and they are able to understand what it happens. So that is what AI does in terms of language. We also have it in art. So in art, you find that you can have a group of students and you give them a collaborative digital project to work. Like this picture you have seen is like 5 students. One was looking at the hairstyle, the nose structure, the eye, the mouth, and they were working using different AI tools, and then together they put it there as a project. So you can see they have collaboratively worked on different tools, but the project wanted to bring creativity. So they have collaborated. They also need to know about the limitation. And this example shows that diverse AI can be integrated in the curriculum by enhancing learning across different learning areas to foster more interactive, creative, and personalized learning experience. So I've walked you through, and what I want us to do now is to look at this case. And I want a volunteer. Can a volunteer please raise up your hand? I want you to read. I'm looking for a hand. I want somebody to read through this case. Raise up your hand. Can't see a hand, looking through a hand, looking through a hand. Yes, Flo Martin, please read the case.
Okay. It is on enhancing math learning with AI-powered adaptive tools. Background: at Riverside High School, a forward-thinking approach to education led the school to integrate AI into their math curriculum. The school introduced an AI-powered adaptive learning platform called Math AI, designed to personalize math instruction based on each student's strengths, weaknesses, and learning pace.
Continue.
Implementation. Initial setup. The platform was integrated into the existing math curriculum for grade 9 to 12. Teachers were trained to use the system and incorporate it into their lesson plans. 2, adaptive learning. Math AI provides personalized practices, exercises, real-time feedback, and instructional videos tailored to each student's performance. It adjusts the difficulty of the problems and suggests supplementary resources based on ongoing assessments. 3, data-driven insights. The system tracks student progress and it generates reports for teachers, highlighting areas where the students are excelling or struggling. This allows for targeted interventions and personalized support.
Thank you. Proceed.
4, student engagement. Teachers reported increased student engagement and improved outcomes, with students more motivated to practice math outside of regular class hours. Number 5, challenges encountered. Technical issues. Some students experience technical difficulties accessing the platform, which led to disruptions in learning. Then teacher adaptation. Some teachers initially struggled with integrating AI insights into their traditional teaching methods.
And finally,
equity concerns. There were concerns about students from different socioeconomic backgrounds having varying levels of access to technology at home.
Thank you very much, Flo Martin, for that. So we have had this case, and now we are going to discuss this case in our groups. So the groups will remain the same, but the questions will be different. Now you know your group. Please note your question. So for group 1 and 5, you are supposed to evaluate the integration. How effective was the integration of math AI into the curriculum based on the outcome reported? Consider both students' engagement and academic performance. And I will post this case in the chat so that you are able to see it, and you can find out how you are going to track it so that you keep it. I've posted it in the chat. And oh, it will tell me it's too big. Okay. Okay, I'll post it in bits because it's too big for just a chat. But I just want you to just post it again.
Wi-Fi safe.
So I'm posting it there in the chat so that you can follow.
Connection is unstable.
I've posted it in the chat so that you can refer to it. So the first group, I want you, number 1 and group 1 and 5. That is your question. Group 2 and 6, additional strategy. You think about them. Group 3 and 7, that is your question. And then group 4 and 8, that is your question. So please have a look. I want to open the room. I'll give you 6 minutes. And then ensure you go to a room. Some rooms, people were not discussing. When you go to a room, unmute and then discuss. So the time now is almost 40. So by 46, we should come back. So I'm opening the room. When you go to a room, join the room you have been allocated, unmute. Remember your question. I'm giving you 1 minute to look at the question. You now know your rooms. Room 1 is, I can quickly say, Janet, Magre, Richard, Rose, Teresia. Room 2, Dr. Timothy, John, Paranja, Seal, Sarah. Room 3, Chahilu, Dr. Lucy, Patrick, Rotich, Sebi, Silas. Room 4, Dr. Catherine, Florence, Hasha, Helen Arunga, Teresia Maura. Room 5, Donald, Eunice, Njoroge. Room 6. You'll go automatically to the room. So let's go to our rooms. In 6 minutes, I'll close the rooms. Let's discuss and come back with our solutions.
Chad. So we can go to the question.
Yes, I'm Teresia, and I'm the one who is saying that I have a blackout in my room. There is no electricity. I don't know. Do we have anyone else, or it's me and you?
We are 5.
Okay.
We are 6 now.
Okay. Would you mind to chair and somebody else to record or to take the minutes or whatever to be the secretary?
Let me chair.
Okay.
The question, I am not seeing it. I did not screenshot.
I can read it for you.
Kindly.
It reads, how effective was the integration of maths AI into the curriculum based on the outcomes reported? Consider both student engagement and academic performance. How effective was the integration of maths AI into the curriculum based on the outcomes reported? Consider both student engagement and academic performance.
From what we read, I saw there was improvement, like students were more engaged even, and they were doing like takeaway assignments, many of them. Someone else, please.
No, these questions are like knowledge, because we are not discussing, we are just remembering, because student engagement is there. Teachers reported increased student engagement and improved outcomes with students more motivated to practice math outside curriculum. This idea of just recalling is, there's nothing to discuss, it's just recall. Or is there something to discuss here? Academic performance, it's given, it's a given here.
I guess that is the effectiveness. I don't think there is anything else. Ours was a walkover.
It's knowledge. They're asking us very cheap questions. We should complain. If we want questions which we can discuss, yeah, like something that to discuss. Otherwise, we have the solution there. We don't need 6 minutes.
But you can now create more questions like AI students and feed the machine.
So what are we going to report? And who is going to report?
I guess we just
the chair will report. The chair will report that how effective it was. Effective.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We request Richard. Gender.
Hello.
Where?
Richard, yes, Richard can present on our behalf.
Is he there? Richard.
Oh, so sorry. My background was a little bit noisy. I had to first ensure that.
Okay, are people almost coming back?
Yeah, one more minute.
Okay.
Let me announce 1 minute to go.
This is very good engagement. Mary, Purity, and Karanja, they didn't go?
I think they are using 2 devices because I can see them in another room.
Oh,
Karanja
okay.
room, yeah. Some people are using 2 devices.
Some people use it, yeah. It's
so they are
very
coming back to the next. I'll give them 1 minute.
Okay.
We have 40 minutes to go, isn't it?
Yeah, we have we have like 40 minutes to go.
That's good. was the last activity starting.
It's a lot of learning. There is a lot of learning happening. Yeah.
Okay, they'll be coming in the next 60 seconds.
I'm hoping educators are learning how to facilitate learning the way you are doing it.
Yeah, hopefully. They'll be coming back in the next 45 seconds, 43 now. Thirty seconds to go. $15 seconds to go, and everybody will be back in the room in the next 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. I hope you had a very nice discussion in your rooms. We're now going to do the same presentation. Please, you can type what you discussed, but now I want group 1, a representative from group 1 and group 5. So group 1 first, then group 5 to add anything which has been left. Group 1 representative.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
In group 1, our question was on evaluating how effective the math AI was, how effective it was into the curriculum, and there was reported increased student engagement and improved outcomes. The students were motivated to practice the maths. The math AI also allowed for targeted interventions and personalized support, and therefore, generally, the math AI was effective.
Thank you very much. And can we have somebody group 6 to add, because group 1 and group 5, you are doing the same topic. Anybody from group 5 to add on what has been presented? Group 5. Donald, Yusuf, Eunice, Joshua, Pamela, Purity. Anybody to add? Anything to be added, or they have been comprehensive? Okay, silence means so. Let's go to group 2 by Dr. Timothy, James, Joanne, Karanja Seal, Rosemuhi, and Sarah. You are supposed to identify additional strategies.
Yeah, group 2, we have got Sarah as our secretary. Sarah, you can go ahead.
Yes, Sarah. Sarah, unmute and speak. Sarah, you can unmute and speak. Doc, and Sarah is not coming through. Maybe you can stand in for her.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that, although she is the one who captured the points very well.
Okay. She seems to have dropped.
Yes, we came up with additional strategies. We came up with things like ensuring that these teachers are trained all the way from the lowest level to the highest level. So it's not as a matter of assuming and giving them the high AI to put in place. They need to be trained.
Okay.
Then additional strategy, we're also thinking of, because these students have to be given some assignments to carry home where there can be challenges of technology, we can have the government, for example, government in Kenya, coming up with the Wi-Fi network in most of the markets, and also identifying some areas as ICT hubs, whereby students can do their assignments related to AI, especially to address technology challenges. We also came up with the data to be used, whether it is for low level learners, middle level learners, the data to be used to be quite refined, so that we don't have challenges on the analysis, the way they analyze.
Yes.
So that we don't have, so that we address that problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Timothy. We go to group 6. Anybody who wants to add from that? We have Elisheba, Elizabeth, Frida, Jacqueline, Maureen from Zambia, Nancy Gadimba. Anybody want to add something from that?
I think group 2 was very comprehensive. All our points are taken. That is what we discussed.
Thank you very much, Maureen, and welcome from Zambia. That's great being here. Now we go to group 3. Group 3, we have Chahilu, Ebide, Joshua, Lucy, Dr. Lucy, Patrick Ocheng, Rotich, Sebi Sefu. You are the spokesperson last time. I'm not sure if you are still the spokesperson. And Silas Otieno. Group 3, what was your deliberation on additional challenges? Group 3.
Group 3, Sebi was our secretary. Sebi, if you're there.
Sebi? People are normally named and they disappear. Maybe, sir, you can continue because Sebi seems to have, you called her name and she dropped. Group 3 members. Or anybody from group 7? You have Juliana, Fanuel,
Hello?
PK. Yes, please, proceed. Proceed, please. Group 3 or group 7, any person to help?
Okay, let me help from group 7. We talked about some of the challenges, especially with the teachers. It's skilling up. So
yes,
in the case study, so teachers should make a deliberate effort to skill up. Another thing was to change attitude, because sometimes the challenges the teachers experience could be a result of just a not so positive attitude towards AI, and so changing and embracing it would make even the implementation of the same easier. And then we say that the community could also come together and put resources in creating a community resource center, so that the learners that are challenged in accessing internet can have a central place where they can do that and they can manage the problem.
Hello. Oh, sorry. I got lost.
Yes, proceed.
I hope someone from group 3 has answered.
Yes, you can
I
add.
lost
You can.
internet.
No problem. You can add. Is there anything you want to add?
I didn't get whatever they say, but we talked about training is important on how to use the AI and sensitizing of the students so that they're able to ask as many questions as possible so that we're able to adjust our data to suit us. Then frequent checking of the data to identify the right tools to use, and then the content should be current.
Thank you very much for that. We go to group 4, future recommendation, group 4 or group 8? Group 4 and group 8, any members, please? Okay, group 4, we have, yes, proceed.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon.
So, good evening, sorry. So we discussed, I think just as the training of the teacher, because that is very important. And we thought that also the sensitizing both the new teachers who are more IT conversant and the ones who really who also need more help. So change in the attitude, and if the teacher is more confident, he or she will be able to take the students through, because the students are also facing some challenges how to use it. And on equitable distribution. We thought if the school or the government could provide with a gadget to every kid, and if that is not possible, maybe the school can open up a few hours. Those who are not able to access internet, maybe everybody gets some time, an hour or 2 hours after school, and they could use the school to use to do their work, the AI work. So those were the 3 things we talked about.
Thank you very much, Harshad. And I like the inclusivity part, because you should not bring technology to be exclusive. And that aspect whereby you can be given more time if we have a challenge, that's great. Group 8, anybody to add on that? Group 8, seems like there wasn't anybody there. So thank you very much.
You are there.
Proceed.
Okay. We had our sister Roslyn was supposed to present, but I can do it. 1, expose learners and all the stakeholders. And then 2, they have a backup for encourage teachers to or educators to have a backup just in case, so that it doesn't lead to loss of data. Then involve a specialist so that they can train the members and also make them motivated in adapting to AI. And then,
thank you.
Yeah, that is it.
Thank you very much for this very deep contribution. As we started, this is a very good co-creation, because you are coming up with the great ideas. And therefore, in our final segment, we'll focus constructively on how can we now do this ourselves. We want to suggest, and we want to discuss the importance of students to view AI as a tool to enhance their capability rather than a crunch. We'll also explore activity and projects that encourage responsible use of AI and how they can prepare students for their future career, where AI will be very critical for them. For us, we are seeing it as if it's something strange. For them, it will be part and parcel of their life. So I want you to click on the link, which is in the chat. Click on the link in the chat, and just a moment, I can see it's not active, so that I need to make it active. And we are going to use sticky note. So click on the link on the chat, and we are going to use sticky note. Pick a sticky note on the end, and then just put your ideas, because this is what it will look like. Let me show you what you are going to see. Do I have that screen? 1, 2, 3. Click on the link in the chat, and I want to share the screen. There is a screen which will come, a Padlet screen which will come out, and for that screen, which I'm showing shortly, you will have a screen like what you can see. You can see now. See now, I want to share that. You'll have a screen like that. So when you get to that screen, you come at the corner here, you pick a sticky note. You choose the color you want on the sticky note, and then you write your ideas here, right? Your ideas. The question is, contribute ideas on activity or project that can teach learners on responsible use of AI. So I want to hear from you. You can use as many sticky notes as possible. So click on the link in the chat. It will bring you on something like what you have on my screen now. This is mine. You can't use this. So click on the link. It will open yours. Then pick a sticky note and then populate. We'll be able to see how people are populating. And I want to give you that 8 minutes. And on the dot at 21:10 East African time, we are going to now discuss what people have put. If you're having challenges, say so. There is a link I've shared in the chat. Just click on it. It will take you to the Padlet. Then once you're in the Padlet, take any sticky note, any color, and write your idea. We want to hear as many ideas. We are 52. So if everybody contributes 2, that's 104. Yes, I can see people are writing. That's great. That's great. Pick a sticky note and share. Pick your own sticky notes. The sticky notes are on the side. Pick your own sticky notes. I can see people are holding mine. Pick your own sticky note on the side. And then write something and press it. Yes, I can see people are here. Very many people are there. That's great. The sticky note is on the side. It is like a folded paper at the corner. Then once you bring it, double click inside and type. Type your ideas. Just double click in the sticky note you are bringing on the wall and type inside. Don't use the pen. Some people are using a pen. Use a sticky note, not a pen. There's somebody using a pen. We are using sticky notes. And don't put a sticky note on top of somebody. Somebody is using text. Don't use text. Just double click inside the sticky note. Then you'll be able to type. Somebody is using a text. The person who's writing always log in. You are using text. But you can use I'll copy and put it on a sticky note. We want sticky notes so that we can be able to place them around. Great, great, great. People are writing. That's great. A lot of contribution. This is great. Somebody has written their phone number. I'm seeing that. We are not drawing circles. Use sticky notes. Use sticky notes. We have 4 more minutes. Okay, we are making progress. Very nice contributions. Use sticky note. Use sticky note. Some people are getting the hang of it. We have 2 minutes. Okay, we have 2 minutes. We are waiting for people to. I'm trying to help some people who are typing text. I'm putting it in the like this ethics. I just want to put it on a sticky note so that we can see. Some people are using a language I don't understand. So you can see what people have written. You can look at the screen now, and you can see the contribution people have made, which is great. And this, I know Dr. Christine will send all this to all of us, because these are good ideas which we are sharing. I'm just trying to clean it up. There's some people who are thank you very much. We have 1 more minute. Well, this is great, because when the next activity would have now to sort them out, so that we group them according to a thematic area. We can also use AI to group them based on the thematic area. And somebody has written something here. I want to help the person. I shall tell my student what. Let me copy this and put it in the sticky notes. Okay, there we are. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. So you can be able to see what our colleagues have written. Others are still coming in, but our time is up. It's 10 minutes now. So thank you very much for this. It's very, very important that we have been able to populate and share our ideas. So we'll go back to our presentation, and you can see the ideas which people have written there, having gamification in learning and animations, having AI club for discussion, games, introduction of learner to AI at tender age. There's a lot, and this will be shared with you as part of the deliberation that we have made. I'm happy that we've been able to co-create this, and I'll now continue with the session. Thank you very much. So AI is an enhancement, not a replacement. So it is very, very critical to teach our learners that AI should be used to enhance their abilities, not replace them. AI can process data faster. It can suggest solutions, but learners need to critically analyze those suggestions and make informed decisions based on their understanding. AI is most effective when used as a partner. Not, I normally say, use it as a co-pilot, not the captain. And therefore, it complements your human intuition, your creativity, and judgment. For example, learners can use AI to gather data, generate idea, but the final decisions and creative solution should be their own. We also need to emphasize the importance of balancing AI use with traditional. I call it hybrid. So while AI can handle many tasks, learners should continue to develop foundational skills in critical thinking, research, problem solving to ensure they are well-rounded and adaptable. So it's very, very important that we have to empower our learners to design activity and projects that encourage them to explore. And these projects are like this website. You can see this is a group of projects, which it's a website which shows projects which learners can work. So it offers low-cost AI. It offers type of projects which the learners can use. And you can Google and get that, and you can see it gives you opportunities of how you can use AI in the classrooms. And it ranges from issues like projects, guided experiments, open challenges. We have group activities where you can put them in groups, and then they collaborate and they use the collective tools. By working together, they can learn from each other, they can share ideas, and they can approach problems from multiple perspectives. So ethical AI projects are particularly important. These projects might involve discussing real-world AI issues such as bias in algorithm or the impact of AI privacy. Students can then work on solution or guidelines for responsible AI use, helping them understand the ethical implications and the role of AI in their future. I can just remind you, when the calculator was introduced, there was a strike in the US. So to wrap it up, we have covered how to empower students to use AI constructively. We have discussed the importance of using AI as a tool to enhance rather than replace human skills, the value of hands-on activities and projects, and the need to prepare learners for the future careers where AI will be a very key component. I'd like now to open the floor for any questions or thoughts you may have. I know we are running out of time, but the few minutes we have, if you have a question, you can post it in the chat. I answer some few questions. But as I conclude, I encourage you to continue exploring AI with your learners, fostering a mindset that embraces both possibility and responsible that come up to learning. So I'm looking for a question. I want to see 1 or 2 questions, and then we'll go to the closing. So we have 15 minutes. I have only 6 minutes for question, and then I do the closure at the end. Any question, you can raise up your hand or you can type it in the chat. I'll answer the first 3 questions. Okay, Marguerite Miheso asks, is there a tool that can be used to check misuse of AI, such as Turnitin? Yes, there are so many tools that you can use to check if the work is fully AI. It checks on the language the AI uses. But now, what happens is learners use now an antidote. There's another tool whereby after developing AI, you can use another tool. It's called masking. It can mask so that you can't know if it is AI. So using tools might not help. It's good to talk to them so that they are responsible and ethical. Patrick, your hand is up. Patrick Ochieng, unmute and speak.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, most of them is a subscription. I am seeing this as an influence to many young guys who are
I don't know if it is my side. I don't know if it's my side.
Hear.
Yeah, you are breaking. We can't hear. Yes, can you type? I can see Dr. Catherine has said, thank you very much. And this next, can one use ChatGPT? Yes, you can use ChatGPT for grant, but then, Dr. Catherine, it is how you prompt it. So you need to give it proper context. You need to give it the guidelines required in it, and you need to give it your expertise in a particular area. You have to really prompt it deeper to give it a profile of who you are, what you can do, so that when it is writing